Something is shifting deep within the walls of Berea, and for us Cleveland Browns faithful, the silence is starting to feel heavy. We have been through every high and low imaginable, but this current crossroads feels different. There is a new name surfacing that could alter everything we thought we knew about the 2026 season. Before we dive into this brewing situation, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We need the real fans here for this conversation. Our Super Bowl window is open, but one wrong move could close it forever. Now, let us get into what is really happening behind the scenes, because the talk around the quarterback position in Cleveland never truly sleeps. Just when we thought we had a path forward, a new name has been thrown into the mix, and it is causing a lot of friction among the experts. Reports are circulating that the Browns might be looking at Brendan Sorsby, the Texas Tech standout, as a potential candidate for the upcoming supplemental draft. But this is not your typical draft prospect story. There is a cloud hanging over him, a situation involving a gambling scandal and eligibility battles that could force him into the NFL earlier than anyone expected. Some big-time analysts, including Todd McShay, are suggesting that Cleveland should be aggressive, even if it means giving up a first-round pick to secure him. But here is the thing. This news hits a team that is already trying to navigate one of the most complicated quarterback rooms in professional football. We are talking about a franchise that has spent years searching for stability, only to find itself constantly at the center of a storm. When you hear a name like Sorsby mentioned in the same breath as a first-round price tag, it sends a shiver down your spine, because we know the history here. We know the cost of getting it wrong. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because Sorsby is currently fighting to keep his college career alive while dealing with a lawsuit from the University of Cincinnati. He is in a treatment program, trying to get his life on track, and yet the NFL buzz is starting to build around his talent. For the Browns, this is not just about adding an arm, it is about the soul of the team. We are looking at a situation where the front office has to decide if they want to invite more noise into a building that has finally started to feel like it has a direction under Todd Monken. The implications are massive. If there is even a grain of truth to the idea that Cleveland is considering this, it means they are still not entirely sold on what they have in the building. It creates a sense of uncertainty that we thought was behind us. It feels like we are standing on the edge of another major decision. When you look at the landscape of this team, you have to talk about the culture, and honestly, that is where the real concern begins. Cleveland has not exactly been the gold standard for a quiet, focused environment over the last few years. We have seen the headlines, from the massive legal clouds surrounding Deshaun Watson to the historical struggles with names like Johnny Manziel. The fans have endured so much, and there is a collective desire to just see this team focus on football. Bringing a player like Brendan Sorsby, who is currently navigating a gambling scandal and legal battles with his former school, feels like adding fuel to a fire that we have been trying to put out for a long time. The risk here is not just about the talent on the field. It is about the chemistry in that locker room. We need guys who are fully committed, guys who come in without the weight of the world on their shoulders. Some are saying that his talent is worth the gamble, but have we not gambled enough? The pressure on this organization to win right now is immense. Every single roster spot is precious. If the front office decides to invest a high pick in a player with this much baggage, it sends a message to the rest of the team. It suggests that we are still willing to take these high-stakes risks instead of building a solid, dependable foundation. There is a fear among the faithful that we are repeating the patterns of the past. We want to believe that the leadership has learned from the mistakes of previous regimes, but the mere mention of Sorsby as a first-round target makes you wonder. This is a crucial moment for the identity of the Browns. Are we going to be the team that takes on every reclamation project, or are we going to be the team that values stability and character? The roster impact could be devastating if this does not work out. We have a group that is trying to gel, trying to find a rhythm, and bringing in a controversial figure right now could disrupt everything we have worked so hard to build. It is a situation filled with tension, and the future consequences are weighing heavily on everyone who bleeds orange and brown. But this is where things change, because we have to look at the reality of the room we already have. It is crowded, and adding another name right now feels like trying to fix something that is not broken in the way people think. We are currently watching the development of Shedeur Sanders, a player who carries the weight of being the potential long-term answer for this franchise. We have Dylan Gabriel and Taylor Green fighting for their place, and we still have the shadow of Deshaun Watson's final contract year looming over everything. Adding Sorsby does not just add talent, it dilutes the focus. Every rep that would go to a new arrival is a rep taken away from Sanders' development. That is the biggest question that nobody seems to be answering. Why would we jeopardize the growth of a young quarterback we just invested in? The narrative around the Browns often feels like a cycle of looking for the next best thing before we have even finished evaluating what is right in front of us. This could become something much bigger than a simple roster addition. It could become a total distraction. If the front office moves on Sorsby, it tells Shedeur Sanders that his leash is incredibly short. It tells the rest of the quarterback room that no one is safe. That kind of environment does not breed success. It breeds anxiety. We are in a window where we need to see what we have. We need to know if Sanders is the guy. We need to see if Watson has anything left after those devastating injuries. Bringing in a player via the supplemental draft, especially at the cost of a future first-rounder, is a massive statement. It is a statement that says the current plan is not enough. And that is a terrifying thought for fans who have finally started to trust the process. We are looking at a scenario where the waters are being muddied unnecessarily. The emotional escalation here is real because we have seen this movie before. We have seen the Browns reach for quarterbacks and pray for a miracle, only to watch the season crumble under the weight of those expectations. We cannot afford to let that happen again. The stakes are too high, and the talent already in the building deserves a fair shot. I am going to be honest with you all, this situation actually worries me more than it excites me. While I understand the allure of a talent like Sorsby, the proposed price tag of a first-round pick is just way too high. We have seen this team find incredible success lately when they focus on drafting elite talent at other positions. Our defense, our line, our playmakers, that is where we have built our strength. But when it comes to the quarterback position, it feels like we have a blind spot. I really like the direction we are heading with the current coaching staff, and I think fans should pay attention to how they handle this buzz. If we start throwing away premier draft capital on a player with this many question marks, we are limiting our ability to support whoever is under center. I want to see this team succeed more than anything, but this move feels like a step backward into the old Cleveland mentality. We need to be smarter. We need to be more calculated. There is a chance that Sorsby becomes a star somewhere else, but that does not mean he is the right fit for us right now. The uncertainty surrounding his eligibility and his past choices should be a massive red flag. I think we need to stand firm with the guys we have. Let Sanders grow. Let the competition play out on the field. This could be an incredible season if we stay the course, but it could become a massive problem if we get distracted by the shiny new object in the supplemental draft. My gut tells me that we should look toward the 2027 class if we truly need another arm down the road. There are so many elite prospects coming up like Arch Manning or Dante Moore, who do not carry this kind of immediate baggage. We have time. We do not need to panic buy a quarterback today. This is the moment where we find out if the leadership in Cleveland has truly changed. It is about more than just one player. It is about the philosophy of the entire organization. I want to believe we are past the days of desperate moves, but until that June 30 deadline passes, I will be holding my breath. The next few weeks are going to be some of the most telling in recent Browns history. That June 30 deadline is approaching fast, and the decision on whether or not to pursue Brendan Sorsby will tell us everything we need to know about where this front office stands. Is the vision still clear, or are they starting to second-guess the plan? The future of this franchise feels like it is hanging in the balance, and the tension is palpable. We are all waiting to see if the Browns will stay the course or if another blockbuster move is on the horizon. This story is far from over, and the implications for the 2026 season and beyond are staggering. I want to hear from you, the real Browns faithful. Do you think Sorsby is worth the risk, or should we stay away and trust Shedeur Sanders? Is a first-round pick too much to pay for a player with this much uncertainty? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a conversation we need to have as a community. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on every twist and turn in this saga. We are all in this together, and whatever happens, we will be here to break it down. Being a Browns fan is not easy, but it is who we are. Let us see how this plays out. Go Browns!